of his speech is life and suffering.
Thank you.
Appropriate.
I don't know whether to appreciate or to hate what he did, because he did a combination of all the good and bad things toward me, but thank you. Okay, thank you, Toastmasters of the evening, fellow Toastmasters and honored guests. Did you have a hard week? Is your boss overworking you? Is your job leading nowhere? Is your teachers assigning you extra homework, or maybe you're enduring your exams at this point? Are your kids getting rebellious and slowly drifting away? Are your parents over-obsessive and becoming over-controlling? Did you get to the office to find that the coffee machine is broken, or the internet is down, or that, God forbid, somebody used your mic? It's okay. You deserve your happily ever after. And it will come. Just wait. But that, ladies and gentlemen, is a lie. This speech, ladies and gentlemen, was intended for the National Speech Contest a few months ago. But at the night, right before the speech, I got information about the death of my grandfather. I had to withdraw from the contest and leave immediately to Jordan. And I was in the airplane. Of course, I was very sad, and it's a disaster fake news for me especially. But I was in the airplane and I couldn't help thinking, isn't it a bit ironic that such an event may occur right before I was about to give a speech about suffering in life? You see, ladies and gentlemen, I believe that life is suffering. And I do know that this statement can have a lot of fight back. But I think we can all at least agree that life does contain a degree of suffering. Some avoidable, some not, and some unbearable. But I'm not about to give a speech in which I just criticize the nature of existence. Rather, I want to discuss how can we deal with this nature of existence, and how can we adopt mental mindsets to deal with this brutal reality. You see, ladies and gentlemen, I believe that we were sold an illusion of happiness. We've all seen it in movies and series, where all the main character hug and the hero kisses the lover, and the camera just zooms out slowly to show everything falling into place in a scene of perfection as the screen goes dark. We've all read it in novels, the famous line of happily ever after. But do we really want a happily ever after? And is it actually achievable? The simple answer is no. Life doesn't work that way. Life isn't a series that ends with a happily ever after. It's a sequence of suffering. And to sit happiness as the end result of life is a guarantee of a never fulfilled life. Happiness is like a sunny day. Most of us love it, but nobody sets it as the end goal in life. We accept the fact that the sun goes up and goes down, and it hides between the clouds as the clouds just rain over the land. We never think that it should always be sunny. To set that expectation will be just a huge disappointment for the rest of your life. But we don't do the same for happiness. For some reason, we believe that we should reach this point where we're always happy. We did everything fine, and we got to that point, and we should just live happy for the rest of existence or eternity. And that doesn't work. Believing that the streets should be clear of traffic doesn't make the car ride any more enjoyable. Rather, it just adds a pinch of disappointment to your car ride. We should do the same with suffering. Suffering is exactly the same. It just struggles with life day to day with happiness. And the outcome of the day doesn't matter. You will suffer through it. Now, what do we do about it? Let's say we accept that the nature of life is suffering. Now, some would say, well, I'd rather not exist in the first place. But I would say that in this case, thinking about it doesn't really help. Rather, you should try to notice. Because if you imagine being in a dark room, and there's small little peaks of light that will pass you every now and then, you would want to spend as much of your time noticing these peaks of light. And life is just the same. Within all the struggling that we would endure, no matter what we do, there will be peaks of light that most of the time we won't even notice. But the trick is to actually pick on these small little peaks of light and notice them as much as we can. It can be a stray cat that was extra friendly to you. It can be you arriving to the bus stop right at the moment of your bus crossing, which is very fortunate. It can be you entering the building as the elevator is just going up at that specific moment. Small little things that can be noticed that will just make the struggle a little bit better. Ladies and gentlemen, we have to remember something. That in the scene where the camera just zooms out the screen also goes dark. And after the line, happily ever after, the novel ends, and nothing more happens. And we certainly don't want to live a life where nothing ever happened again. We wanted to keep going. We want to struggle to carry on. It's the growing pain we all experience. It's the friction that the car experiences with the air as it speeds. It's us moving. And we don't want that to ever end. So, ladies and gentlemen, did you have a hard week? Are your kids getting rebellious? Are your parents over-controlling and obsessive? Is your boss overworking you? Is your job leading nowhere? Is your teacher assigning you extra homework? Are you enduring your exams? Did you get to the office to find that the coffee machine is broken, or that the internet is down, or that, God forbid, somebody used your cup? It's okay. That's how life works. We're gonna suffer. We all do. Just notice the small little peaks of light. Thank you. Back to you.